Good morning. I am Brian Howard, the Assistant AD for Athletic Communications, and I want to welcome everybody to the AAMU Event Center for today's introductory press conference as we welcome our new head football coach, the 22nd in program history and the 5th since joining Division I. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. Members of the media will have an opportunity to conduct interviews with Coach Shade after the press conference has concluded to my right. The format for the press conference will be the introduction of the university president, Dr. Daniel K. Wims, who will bring remarks, followed by Director of Athletics, Dr. Paul A. Bryant, with remarks and the introduction of our next head football coach, Sam Shea. At this time, I will turn the microphone over to our 12th president of Alabama A&M University, Dr. Daniel K. Wims.
Thank you. Good morning. Let's warm up a little bit and give Mr. Howard a warm round of applause because he has his prepared statement, but he doesn't have one for me. So with that being said, that means that I have the microphone with no notes, and that's dangerous sometimes. But give yourselves a warm round of applause for coming out this morning in this cold weather. Now, I want you to do that because we have several really important events that will happen very soon this semester, and I would like all of you to include the media to make sure that you're at those two events which we think are very important in the future trajectory of where this great institution will go. We will have the groundbreaking for our new science STEM building. Give us a warm round of applause. And the groundbreaking for our new student amenities building. Give us another warm round of applause. And we expect you to be at those two groundbreakings as excited as you are today. So thank you in advance for your attendance and your participation. I heard that we've had 22 now head coaches. We've had 12 presidents. But the institution was founded in 1875. We didn't start playing football in 1875. So 22 head coaches means that's almost double as the number of presidents in a shorter time. So that means that there are some expectations, right? And so we're very excited today to have the opportunity to introduce another major pillar in this historic moment of Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University. Athletics is our front porch. And if we have a clean, nice, sparkling front porch, it helps the rest of the house to function a little better, a little easier, with a little less stress. And so therefore, when we make a decision that's this important, we endeavor to do it by going through a process that we can outline in detail and defend. And I'm very happy to congratulate our athletic director, Dr. Paul Bryant, his staff, and the committee members which we label the Search and Selection Committee for your work, your diligence, and attention to detail in this process to make sure that we landed on a person that would fit the ecosystem, the fabric and fiber and flavor of Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University. So give all of them, to include the chair of the Search and Selection Committee, our provost, Dr. John Jones, and the community members, the student athletes, as well as some of the influentials and leaders in our community. Give them a warm round of applause, and thank you very much. And as we always like to end, service is sovereignty. Start here, go everywhere, and go Bulldogs.
Sorry, I'm a little vertically challenged. Thank you, President Wims, for your remarks. At this time, I want to bring up Alabama A&M's Director of Athletics, Dr. Paul A. Bryant, for his remarks.
Good Bulldog morning. It's an honor to be here, and I'm thankful that you all are here to help celebrate this moment. I have to give a few thanks. First, I would like to say thank you to the board members, the Board of Trustees of Alabama A&M. I have to thank our president for his leadership through this process and many other processes. The committee, they were fantastic. I was hard to work with, but they truly did a fantastic job. Our student athletes that were a part of that process, I have to thank you. And I would also like to acknowledge my colleagues, my cabinet, and my cabinet was not my cabinet, but it's the president's cabinet, but they're my colleagues. Please stand up and be recognized. So I will talk about the process. The president talked about the process. We did a national search to find our next coach. From that, we received many applications from high school to professional. The committee interviewed about 8 applicants. They recommended 3 for on-campus interviews, and then we offered 1 the job. There were 6 boxes that someone had to check as we went through this process. We looked for, did they play at the collegiate level? Not only did he play at the collegiate level, he played at the highest level and won a championship at Roll Tide. They said, what about professional playing experience? That box was checked as well. He played for the great Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan. Cincinnati Bengals and Washington Redskins. They said, okay, some professional coaching experience. He did that too. That box was checked for the Cleveland Browns. They said, okay, what about some coaching experience? Yeah, he checked that box too. High school and college. In high school, he took a team to the state title. They said, okay, HBCU coaching experience. That box too was checked. Miles College, where he won a SIAC championship. Won't he do it? But then they said, okay, one of the most important, is he able to recruit Alabama? That's locally and statewide. Well, if you do your research, 71% of his team at Miles were from Alabama. That box was checked too. Now, he's a winner. He's a champion. He's a champion as a player, champion as a coach. John French Sloan said, in the hands of a master, light and shade is one of the great qualities of art. Now, imagine the light that we have on the hill, partner with the shade that we just hired. Can you imagine the quality of the young men that are going to be on that football field? Now, our champion, he's a champion on the playing field. He's a champion as a coach. Please join me in welcoming our next coach, Coach Sam Shade. President, we're going to stand over here and give him a, right here.
All right.
Here you go. President, hold one in. Maybe come over here a little bit. There you go, so they can see it.
sir. Yes, sir. You want to start?
Yeah. Awesome. We have to do it the right way.
All right.
Coach, you can give me my iPad.
All right. Good morning, Alabama A&M Bulldogs. Good morning. And all our special invited guests. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I want to start by giving thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Trust me, without him, I would not be here. Without his mercy, grace, and love, I would not be standing before you. So to God be the glory. It is truly an amazing day. I'm above thankful and humble to be here today. There are a lot of people here today that I have to thank. I'm grateful to you all. First off, you heard from Dr. Wims, our president. I want to thank you for the time that you spent with me, sharing your vision and great plans for Alabama A&M University. I thank you and your entire leadership team for going through the long process and identifying me as the man to lead the Alabama A&M football program. The bar has been set high with your leadership. To my new boss, Dr. Bryant, our athletic director, thank you for believing in me and for being the passionate and visionary leader that you are. I briefly met Dr. Bryant almost a year ago after he spoke to a group at a coaching clinic in Birmingham. I was very and thoroughly impressed with Dr. Bryant. So I look forward to working with you, sir. Also, I want to thank the search committee for the hard work and time spent going through the process of identifying candidates, namely myself, and believing and trusting in me enough to move me along in the interview process. To Dr. Bobby Knight, the president at Miles College, I want to say thank you. I'm so grateful for her because she gave me the opportunity to be a college head football coach when no one else did. And what a historic and great ride we had at Miles College. So again, I want to thank Dr. Bobby Knight, along with Athletic Director Fred Watson, for their leadership and unwavering support for me while I was at Miles College. To all the players and coaches, thank you for staying the course through a tough first season and all the way through an historic third season that we will always remember as our Dash 2024. Thank you all for buying into the vision and the mission of our program, along with the process on and off the field. And what a ride we had. To the coaches, members of the athletic department, faculty, and staff members of Alabama A&M University, thank you for being here. I look forward to working with you all. Also, I want to say thank you to the many alumni out there around the country and beyond for your overwhelming support. I can remember last Sunday when Dr. Bryant made the announcement on the Hill podcast, all of the calls and text messages that I received, all of the pouring out on social media. I thank you all.
With school being out, I have not had a chance to meet the entire team in person, but I want to thank all of the current players here at Alabama A&M for your text messages and calls letting me know that you're ready to come back and work hard and support this program. Although the team hadn't been here with us, I can tell you this: they can't wait to get back on campus on January 13th, next Monday. To my family, sitting right here to my right, my 4 children that are here in attendance: Justin, Jayla, Jemiah, Jacoby, and 2 grandchildren, 1-year-old granddaughter in the back right there, and also 4-month-old grandson, Judah. I thank you. I love you, and I thank you for your support. And last but not least, I'm the head coach of Alabama A&M football. However, my family would not be what it is without my head coach. So I want to say to my rock, my encourager, my prayer partner, my biggest cheerleader, and my wife of 25 years, Jaquita Shade, thank you. I love you. Thank you for running and keeping the household together for so many years. Our beautiful family would not be what it is without you. I would also like to thank the other members of my family for being here to support me on this special day. My mother, Ellen Levert, and my stepfather, Greg Levert, my father, Sam Shade. I see my aunt, Ida Shade. I see my brother, Carlin Shade, and I've got two sisters, older and younger. They're both educators, both teachers. They could not be here today. Also, thank you, Bam, for being here. All right. Okay. Ultimately, my vision, first you guys got to bear with me a little bit. It's kind of hard to see this real quick. All right. I would also like to thank my pastor, part of my spiritual family, my pastor, Sean Edwards, and his wife, Lady Gwen. Thank you for being here. It is ironic that yesterday's message at church came from Proverbs 29:18. Where there is vision, where there is not vision, people perish. At this point in my speech, I was going to talk about my vision for Alabama A&M University football. So with that said, my vision for Alabama A&M for the Alabama A&M football program is to make it better every day, every week, every month, every year, and every football season. My vision is to develop football student athletes academically, mentally, physically, socially, and most important, spiritually. My vision is to develop great relationships between the rest of our campus, alumni, boosters, donors, and our football program. Ultimately, my vision for Alabama A&M University football program is to develop a championship football program on and off the field that graduates its football student athletes at a very high rate. Also, our campus and community should be enhanced by the presence of our football program. Our enrollment should increase because of our football program. We will have some big team goals this year. The first one is to win the game played at Legion Field in Birmingham. The second one is to win the SWAC West. The third is to win the SWAC championship game and host it here at Louis Cruz Stadium, right on campus. And the last is to win the Celebration Bowl, the Black College National Championship. So how do we get there? Well, it's a long and not easy road to get to a championship. It's a year-round process. We will start by putting together a great staff. What makes good coaches, the type of coaches that we're going to bring in? Well, coaching is teaching. I know that. My mother was an educator, teacher and a principal. Like I said, my two sisters are educators. In coaching, you've got to be able to teach. I want guys that are going to mold, shape, and develop our young men into the complete student athletes. Bottom line, I have two sons, as you can see. And if I had a coach that I'm choosing to be on my staff, if I couldn't tell you that I want that coach coaching my son, if I don't want that coach coaching my son, he won't be a part of this football program. All right, next, we will evaluate our current student athletes on the football team and identify our positions of need that we must address in recruiting. In recruiting, we will start locally, in our backyard, right here in the Huntsville area. Then we'll move on to the rest of the great state of Alabama. All right, we'll do that by using our great relationships that myself and members of our coaching staff have developed through many years of recruiting this great state of Alabama. After that, we will address our recruiting needs by recruiting the surrounding southeastern states of Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Tennessee, and on outward. So we begin by letting our players know what our expectations are. And those are the core values of this program. We will always be trying to improve it and make it better. That's something that you'll hear me say a lot. Even after we win a championship, we'll continue to work on improving it and making it better. We will always be striving for excellence and chasing perfection. So with that said, the chase will always be on. Basically what I'm saying, for the Alabama A&M University Bulldogs, the chase will always be on, meaning we're always chasing perfection in the classroom, on the field, in the community. That's what the Alabama A&M football program will always be doing, the chase. Now, I don't spell that, the chase. I don't say T-H-E and then chase. All right, as a coach, you learn that you've got to understand your players and you got to kind of know your players. And our players, sometimes they don't talk the way that some of us talk. All right, they'll say some things and the won't be T-H-E, it'll be D-A. All right, the chase. All right, but if that's what I got to do to get to them, to reach them, to motivate them, to get them to buy in, then that's what we'll do. All right, so the chase is one of our core values. I'm a big acronym guy, very big acronym guy. So the chase has meaning. All right, I'll start with the D. The D stands for discipline. Everything that we do in this program will start with discipline, as a team and individual discipline. For instance, easy one to start with, being on time. Very easy one to start with. And I learned a long time ago from a pastor friend of mine. He always said, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, it's unacceptable. That's the type of discipline we're talking about. The A is for accountability. We have to be accountable to this program and to ourselves. Where one goes, we all go. As a team, as a football program. If I trust you, I want the coaching staff to be able to trust you. I want the players to be able to trust the coaches. That is how you build accountability. It starts with building trust. The C stands for character. We want our players working on developing great character. Work on doing what they're supposed to do when nobody's watching or telling them to do it or making them do it. That's developing character. The H stands for habits. We become whatever our habits are. If we have championship habits, we will become champions on and off the field. The second A, I gave you the first A, accountability. The second A is attitude. We've got to have great attitudes as players. Any player that's ever played with me, matter of fact, I said this all the way back to when I was playing pro ball. Whenever I hit a field, one of the first things you're going to hear me say is, where else would you rather be? If you're a football player, if you're a football coach, if you're involved in the game of football and you got that passion and desire and that love for the game like I do and so many coaches and players, you're going to say, right here, right now. All right, where else would you rather be? Right here, right now. That's the type of attitude I'm looking for. Out of not just players, but out of coaches also. And support staff too. Trainers, strength and conditioning coaches, the equipment people. Everybody involved in this program, we're going to have a great attitude about it. Because you know what? Back in 1992, I was fortunate enough to be a part of a national championship team. And on that team, after we won that national championship, our head coach came back the next year and he addressed the new team and he said, he showed his ring and he said, everybody got one. Everybody. And he said, not just players and coaches. Everybody, trainers, the president, the AD, the equipment people, the strength and conditioning coaches. Wives got pendants. Reason why? Because everybody's important in a football program. It's the biggest athletic program that you have on a college campus. And I do believe, I know athletics is the front porch, like Dr. Weems said, of this university. But football is right there in that rocking chair on that front porch. All right, everybody sees it. Nowadays, our games are going to be shown on, when I was growing up, they only had a few channels that you could watch games on. Now every game is shown somewhere around this country. And people are going to see the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. And when they watch us play, I want them to see a team that's playing with class first off. I want them to see a team that's going to play hard for 4 quarters, a team that's going to focus through all the adversity and the negatives that happen in a football game. It's never perfect. It's going to be some ups and downs, but that's where we got to learn to focus through that. Then most importantly, I want them to see a team that's going to finish. No matter what the situation, no matter what the score, this football team will always finish in the second half and in the fourth quarter. And if we got to go to overtime, we're going to finish. We're going to finish strong. And the last thing, and this is for players. One thing we're going to do after we put in all that hard work and we lay it on the line, we step out there on Saturdays, all those things I said we're going to do about focusing and finishing and that stuff, we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun going out, playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, all right, with class, and winning. That's what it's about. All right, the S in the chase is about sacrifice. In order to play this game, only 7% of high school student athletes play the game of college football. That's a very small number. There's a reason for that, because everybody can't do it. It's a year-round commitment. It's hard work, dedication, determination. It's going out there early in the morning, cold or hot, having a goal in mind. I talked about some of those goals already. That game that we're going to play down in Legion Field in Birmingham, the SWAC East, the SWAC Championship, the Celebration Bowl. That's the goal. And you got to put the work in order to get there. So you got to sacrifice when nobody's watching. As players, if you listen to me, if all you're doing is what we do when you come here with myself and the strength and conditioning coach, it's not enough. It's going to take sacrifice. Last, the E in the chase. The E is expect excellence. Expect excellence out of your teammates and your coaches. Then in return, strive for excellence yourself each and every day. Those are our core values. We will call it The Chase, DA, The Chase 2025. With that said, I have expectations for you all, the fans, the alumni, the boosters, the donors. I expect you all to support this football program in every way that you possibly can. We can start by coming out to the spring football game. We're going to set that date soon. Buy your season tickets and show up for every game. Show up early. Show up and show out as a fan base. Give this football program and this university the love, the respect that it deserves. Talk proudly and positively about Alabama A&M University and this football program. To the greater Huntsville community, our football program will get out and engage with you in the community, in community service events, and give our time to young people in this community. To the boosters, donors, and alumni groups, I'm coming to see you to talk about you helping Okay. All right, to those boosters, donors, and alumni groups, I'm coming to see you to talk about me helping and this coaching staff. Let me wait on. Go. I'm gonna go ahead. Right. Okay. Okay. To the boosters, donors, and alumni groups, I'm coming to see you to talk about helping me and this coaching staff better to be able to pour into the football program and these young student athletes so that they can reach their dreams of becoming champions on and off the field. I want to close by saying every day is a great day to be an Alabama A&M Bulldog, just as today is a great day for me to be an Alabama A&M Bulldog. I'm so proud to be one. With that said, the chase is on. Let's go hunt. Go Bulldogs.
Come on, y'all. We can do better than that. Clap for him like you like him, not like you're mad at him. I'd just like to say that when we go through a process, we check off certain things. Very well. Give him a nice, warm round of applause. A man of faith and a man of family. Now, I know he went Roll Tide, and that's all right. But to get his queen and his head coach, he had to come where? To the Hill. So give her a warm round of applause. He's a smart man.